Hello, everyone! An exceptional day lies ahead for Team Winamax in Las Vegas. Two of our pros have qualified for the final day of one of the World Series of Poker's finest tournaments, the $10,000 Six Max. After 2 days of intense battle, 28 players remain out of the 502 who entered. Adrian Mateos is sitting in second place with a stack of 2.9 million. But the battle promises to be tougher for Pierre Calamusa. Our hero will only have a 24 blind stack to try and secure a place in the final. Fortunately, he can count on our full support. We're with you, Pierre. Good luck.
This is when my whole season will be decided. Day 3 of the 10,000 Six Max. Steph, as usual, comes to pick me up.
Oh, yo Pierrot.
Ça va, Steph?
Ça va et toi?
Oh. Bon, on
Let's
avance
go.
doucement?
Bah ouais, on avance en tout cas. Doucement, je sais pas, ça dépend des moments. C'est tout bon?
Ouais.
Allez, go. 600K.
600K, blind 10 000, 25 000.
Et par rapport à ce que tu m'as dit avant-hier, là, du coup, je te rappelle, on a discuté un peu des fois où tu avais besoin d'arbitrer justement entre ton pur jeu théorique online et
alors là, c'était fou.
live.
C'était fou. C'était fou.
J'ai vu que tu as doublé hyper.
Mais c'était presque un truc
quasiment au début.
C'était presque un truc mystique. Donc tu sais, il y avait cette main du main event, tu sais, 60 000 jetons,
Ouais.
blind 100, 200. Et j'ai 2 rois dans un pot squeeze
Ouais, l'année dernière.
et 3 barrels all-in d'un gars et je colle et je perds. Et là, 70 000 jetons, c'est-à-dire, mais ça fait quoi, 5 minutes qu'on est assis? Et on est 70 000 jetons avec une meuf asiate de 30 ans, exactement le même spot, relance, sur-relance, sur-relance de la même de Big Blind, et j'ai 2 rois et je paye. Et elle met 3 barrels all-in sur pareil, 9, 3, 2, 2, 6.
Oh.
Mais j'ai vu ma vie défiler en fait. Et on en avait discuté juste avant, qu'il fallait pas que je m'écarte et qu'il fallait que je sois fidèle à mon plan et fidèle au courage de jeu aussi. Et elle avait rien.
Elle avait As-Dame, ouais.
Elle avait air complet. Après, un truc qui m'a pas mal aidé, c'était aussi le fait d'être avec David D qui m'a toujours dit, Pierre, dans le poker live, il y a d'autres dimensions qui sont l'état physique, etc.
Et là, t'en as trouvé ou pas?
Ouais.
Ok.
Et là, je lui ai fait la classique, hein, je lui ai dit, tu montes si je passe, et là, instantané, elle a dit oui.
Du direct.
Elle a dit oui, pas de problème, genre.
Ouais.
Et là, je savais qu'elle avait rien, quoi.
Okay.
Et voilà.
Donc ça, c'était pour le début. Après,
ouais,
t'as monté, c'est vrai que t'as été bien.
J'ai été bien tout le long. Et ça a bien déroulé et j'ai eu du jeu. Et donc, ça s'est bien goupillé pour moi. Et l'impression vraiment d'avoir intégré des nouvelles armes techniques à mon arsenal, quoi. Ça, c'était important parce que ça me sauve de l'énergie de fou. Parce que quand tu es sûr d'un coup...
T'as pas besoin de réfléchir, tu veux dire, de creuser quand tu es dans le coup.
Et d'un point de vue stress à la table, par exemple, même là, donc j'ai eu les meilleurs, tu vois, j'ai eu Mateos, Rui, Chidwick, mais j'avais pas du tout l'impression qu'il y avait 10 classes d'écart, ou même une classe d'écart, quoi.
Ok.
Parce
que tu te sens confortable techniquement, je veux dire.
Parce que je me sens beaucoup plus confortable techniquement.
Okay.
Et que avant où il y avait 4 classes d'écart, tu te sentais que tu avais peur, j'avais peur tout le temps, quoi. Ouais. Et là, j'ai senti que j'étais prêt à boxer, aucun problème, quoi.
Okay. Tu te sens assez aligné là avec ce que tu fais avec ton jeu.
Ouais, mais en fait, je sens. Tu vois, je sentais que j'arrêtais pas de perdre. Tu dis, j'ai perdu 45 000 € online. Je faisais que 0, 0, 0, 0. Et là, cette année, tu sais, souvent, tu as la courbe, tu vois les mecs qui sont comme ça. Et au bout d'un moment, tu sais, ils commencent à changer des trucs et ça fait comme ça, tu vois. Ouais. Et là, je sens que je suis dans la partie comme ça, tu vois ce que je veux dire?
Alors attention. C'est quoi les trucs que tu as changé? Si tu devais citer les deux trucs majeurs, tu penses que t'attribues
c'est que c'est facile, tu bosses ton jeu 2 heures par jour, 5 jours par semaine, tu fais du volume. Tous ces petits trucs, en fait, font que sur le très haut niveau, ça va faire la différence, tu vois, genre... Et kiffer, tu vois. Je sais pas, je kiffe ma vie.
Top.
Je kiffe ma vie, genre tu Tu me montres un truc de solver, je kiffe. Tu me fais jouer online, je kiffe. Tu me fais streamer, je kiffe. En fait, c'est incroyable.
Bah tant mieux. Hein. Ça c'est l'essence de... Ça veut dire que tu es aligné, que tu fais ce que tu aimes faire.
Ouais.
C'est hyper important.
Mais alors, tu vois, attention quand même, parce que là, c'est 28 lèvres de 1 million. Putain, c'est pas tous les jours que tu te lèves et tu te dis, je suis à 28 lèvres de une barre. Quoi.
Du coup, je repose la question alors. Est-ce qu'il y a un moment où tu penses que ça peut créer du stress, ça?
Non. De l'excitation et de...
Ok.
Et de l'envie de bien faire. Mais non, franchement, zéro, je pense. On arrive directement hors chou là.
Ouais. On arrive entre les deux là, il faut aller à droite et au fond. Tu sais on arrive à l'entrée des rooms du Paris. Là, sur le timing, tu vas arriver pile poil pour t'asseoir. Allez à droite.
So on the right.
Ouais, on est un peu short.
Let's go, we're really late. And this year I haven't exercised much, but we'll see if I still have something left.
Je te laisse y aller, Pierrot.
I really can't miss a hand here, it could be really crucial. I have 24 blinds at the start of the day. Let's go!
Start with level 11.
Where is it?
Start with the game of
Where is it? Where is it? I don't see my tournament. It's not the right one.
C'est où?
Ah, yes. Oh.
Hey.
Not the dream start to the day. I always prefer to arrive a bit early. This player I played yesterday, a regular. This player, I'm not too sure. I think he's more of an amateur. This Brazilian player whose name escapes me. Him, I don't know who he is. Felipe Boyanovski, one of the best Brazilians, one of the best players in the world, simply put.
Shuffle la pendule. Shuffle la pendule?
currently
Drew,
shuffling.
we're dealing.
Ah.
Drew, we're dealing.
Shuffling.
We're dealing.
I'm shuffling.
No, you're not. We're not using the shuffler. I didn't say you.
They can't use the automatic shuffler yet because there are still too many tables. Alright, here we go for one of the most important poker days of my career. A chance to finish as a millionaire tonight. Seven, 8. I'm going to defend. All right, let's see what happens.
Drink service, drinks, cocktails, drinks.
Bad board for me, but okay board for my hand. C bet 1/3 of the pot. Not much of a decision, I'm going to call.
Any logos? You good? You good? Okay. Good luck.
Okay, turn 3. I have a few of those, all the suited 3s, ace 3 off. And this is a card I'm going to use to lead for a small amount. This will also allow me to protect my hand if he has complete air, like a Jack-Queen type of hand. Okay, he calls. That's not great news. The river is an ace. No reason to bluff, no reason to value bet. It's an obvious check for me. Come on now, come on, check back king queen. Check back king X of diamonds. Make my life easy, please. Check, 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 and I win, come on. He could have a 10 from time to time too. Come on, check 5-5 and I win.
Yep. I do not.
He's thinking, so if he's thinking, he probably has something like a very strong hand or else. Okay, he checks, did I win? Yes, I win. Okay, super important. These are small putts that can make all the difference. It's cold in this room, I'm going to cover myself up.
Merci. Non, c'est bon.
Okay, ace 10 of diamonds. Easy open. Felipe, I think we could give him the title of Dan Smith's official look-alike. It's crazy how much they look alike. Alright, he defends.
Good call.
Given how tight I'm going to open from this position, clearly I'm going to range c-bet here. He folds. Alright, 2 hands 1 out of 2, that's really not bad. It's tough. Every time we fold our blind, it costs us 50,000. Alright, an open. He's playing almost 800,000 here. I have king queen. I could call, I could 3-bet. I preferred to call here. I don't have very aggressive players in the blinds. I have a recreational player in the small blind, and I also have the hijack covered.
How much did you start the hand with?
7. 700.
750.
I think this is actually a good board for me. I'm well concentrated around the jack. I can have ace-jack offsuit often.
Jack in.
I'm going to use king-queen to bluff here. For a small amount, try to win the hand right away, and I still have some equity in case he calls me, if he has something like pocket eights.
Who's your bet?
Ooh, that's not good. This stinks. Well, easy fold.
Raise.
These two blinds hurt.
First spot I win at this table.
Hmm?
I said first spot I win at this table.
With nothing or with the hands?
Huh?
With something or with the hand?
Good draw. Oh. Good draw now.
Jack this fine.
2 overs, backdoor flush draw is a good draw. Backdoor straight draw too.
Good enough.
Alright, king 9. One of the worst hands I'm going to open with.
50.
And it's going to be an easy hand. If I get re-raised, I'm just going to fold.
Winner.
Well.
Rooting for the Brazilian guy? What's this? 125.
Nothing to do.
They're both out, so. Correct. Stop you, right? I'm just making sure. Right? Stop. You have 2 cards. You have 1.
Yes.
Okay. I was looking over here and I just want to make sure everything's cool.
Alright, blind versus blind, king 10 suited. I'm just going to limp. The problem is if I raise, I'll have to call all in.
Heads up.
Okay, no interest in betting my hand, which is a medium strength hand.
Are you going back after the series, or are you staying in the US for a little bit more?
Against a small bet, I'll have a hand that will continue relatively easily. I'm beating all the bluffs, and I can still improve against some value hands on a 4 or a 7, for example.
I'm gonna take like a month break, just chill, vacation.
A king would be nice, though.
London, Lisbon,
Okay, 4. If he bets, clearly it's going to be a tough decision.
and then Turks and Caicos.
Snap
It's
check.
like an island near Florida,
That's nice.
near Bahamas.
Here, I'm going to have only one sizing. Here, with the king, I'm going to have only one sizing, a slight overbet. Oh, I get snap called.
I don't know if I need to side again.
King 6 to...
So how long has been side again?
I was ahead the whole way. He rivered me. Anecdotal, but still a bit annoying.
Yeah, I'm live. I never have time.
Ah, the small free roll of the day. I was the player closest to the button, and so I got an extra 5,000 in chips.
Pretty good.
I'll take it. I'll take it at this point in the tournament. It must be worth a few dozen dollars. I'll take it.
Good luck, everybody.
When are you going to Lisbon?
It'll be like 5 days.
In 5 days?
Yeah. Will you be there?
I'll be there, yeah.
Good.
You are from there?
Yeah.
Wait.
Hmm?
To the Vegas?
Yeah, we're French, but I just live in Lisbon.
How you're Portuguese?
All right, King Queen of Diamonds, obviously a very strong hand.
Raise 50. Were you going for the
Not really.
If he goes all in, it's going to be a complicated decision.
You know, Romeo and Lena.
100, 200, 300. I'm going to have to call. I think if he goes all in, he calls pretty standard call.
That's like
He defends. It's rather good news. He has plenty of hands that I'm dominating.
I think I was like
King 10-5.
here from check.
Perfect.
I want to play.
I'm going to bet. I just have to pray that he has a king or a 10 to give me some action.
yeah, I haven't met him.
End of the series, he's just doing emojis in the chat like crazy.
Four of diamonds. That's great.
Check.
King Queen is already almost always good. He never improves. Plus now I have a flush draw too. Well, here I'm only going to have one sizing, the one that allows me to go all in on the river. If he calls me, the pot is going to be at 440. We'll have about 3/4 of the pot left on the river. That's perfect. I have quite a few bluffs here. Queen 9, Jack 9. Ah, he folds. Frustrating. Frustrating. I had such a strong hand.
Yeah, when I go, I'll send you a message. Maybe we can get some drinks.
You got Instagram?
Yeah, yeah. What's your name?
Pierre Calamusa.
Yeah. Connor. Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Okay for going for a drink, but if you can give me your chips, that's even better. I'll buy you that drink with pleasure. Ace 10 of diamonds. It's nice to get some decent hands.
raise to 50.
You gonna play Trident at all?
I want to.
Yeah, same for me. No, I've never done, but I want to. I don't know.
He's playing less than 20 blinds.
Maybe I'll do that.
Another great flop.
Check.
Obviously I have a bet and intermediate sizing. How's he going to play his range here? If he has a 10, he'll probably go all in, and if he has a flush draw also. Okay, that completes 4-5, but I think he almost never has it in his range. Under ICM, there's no way he's defending that. What are you going to do?
Just if you could break this, if you give me 18 bucks.
Okay, small donk bet. The logic of the spot would be that here I have a bluff catcher that will almost never want to fold. And when this criterion is met, it means that I want to reverse the pressure and go all in myself, in theory. Either way, if here he has a better hand than mine, the chips are supposed to go in the middle. The question isn't whether I can save myself, the question is rather how can I make him make a mistake. He doesn't have that many flushes either. He would have fast played a lot of flushes on this board. Going all in seems to be the solution to me. He has plenty of hands, King 8 with a spade, King 9 with a spade, Queen 8 with a spade, that have a lot of equity against mine, but that will fold to a shove.
All in.
That's perfect. Yeah, I think he didn't really have the presence of mind to see that he had very few flushes with this stack size, that he would almost always play them aggressively on the flop, that he didn't have straights either, and therefore a card that would have really favored him when a bit deeper or at the beginning of the tournament wasn't actually a very good card for him in this specific situation. And that's the kind of hands that can make the difference. Alright, cutoff opens. King 8, I'm going to defend this. King 7 is pretty much going to be the worst king I'm defending with, but not lower. The ranges are really tight in these situations. He's going to range c-bet for a small sizing, I think. No interest in raising my 8. I want to keep him in the hand if he has a hand like King 10 or King Jack or King Queen. I can take a big pot from him if a king comes on the turn. He has very little equity. Come on, a favorable turn, an 8. 8, 8, 8, 8. Oh, the king. We're looking good now. I'm beating a ton of hands, ace-jack, ace-queen. A super quick check back. So he could have a hand like king-queen, like king 10. Since he range bet, he could also have hands like pocket 10s, pocket jacks. He could also have a hand like ace-5 offsuit. Well, here, I don't have a choice. I just need to have a huge sizing and pray to get called. Pff, snap fold. Queen 8 offsuit. A great hand to raise here, 40 deep and less.
Raise to 85.
It's funny, he looks like Professor Snape from Harry Potter, but the Korean version, he has that same mean look, mean and jaded. Just fold, come on, fold, Professor Snape. He shoved on me, Professor Snape. 5 points for Slytherin. Good game. Classic Open. Round 3. Button versus Big Blind, one of my strong suits. And defense.
Two players.
All right, C-bet for one big blind, and I'll call all in if he decides to make an aggressive move. He's just too short here. There are too many possible draws. He folds.
15, 30.
15, 30, 15, 30, 30 next hand.
I'm going to take a photo of seat 6 in secret because I know he's a Brazilian player, but I can't remember who he is online, and I'm going to ask my colleagues on the team if they have any information. Alright, ace queen.
Raise to 60.
How much does he have? 100, 200, 300, about 10 blinds. If, okay, this is gonna be a snap call. Come on, let me have him dominated. Yes, ace 9. This is super important, it's half my stack. No 9, please, no 9, no 9, no 9. Ugh, no way. No. Come on, queen, no. How much does he have? 300. 300,000, that's gonna cut my stack by 40%.
295.
Ouch. Well, anyway, he had to go all in with that hand. I had to call, that's the game. This is really gonna set back my ability to develop post-flop play. Seven, 4, no thanks.
No, wait. Sorry.
Alright, blind versus blind against Felipe. Wow. Pair of queens. Obviously raise.
Raise. 90.
Well, if he calls, he's going to have a range that's pretty clearly identifiable in the middle of the deck. Hands like 7 to 8 suited, King 10, Jack Queen, things like that. Average aces, Ace 8, Ace 7, probably, Ace 9.
Call 90. That's that.
Okay, this is a spot that I've seen before. I need to see bet polarize, check or bet big, and here the big bet is going to be about half the pot with this ICM being that strong. This will already put him in trouble with quite a few hands. If he has something like Ace 7, if he has something like King 4 suited. And anyway, in theory, on most turns that aren't a king or an ace, it's going to be all in. He's thinking for a long time, what could he have? He could have something like, an 8. Obviously, if he goes all in, it's a snap, but if he just calls, he almost never has a 9. He'll have an 8, a 4, or maybe something like he calls.
Call. That's not.
It's not easy to know what he could have. Queen 10. Okay. Jack Queen is possible, but if you have that hand, good for you, my Felipe. Jack 10 maybe, although I think he would have probably check raised all in with that hand. He really wants to see the turn in the river. He doesn't want me to go all in on a deuce, and for him not to be able to call the turn. Well, I'm going to put on a bit of a show, but obviously I only have one move here. It's all in.
All in.
All in.
Well, at least we're avoiding the snap call. We avoided being up against the pair of aces that would have slow played, or a 10-8, or a Jack Queen. Now I just have to hope he calls me with a hand that I'm completely crushing, like Queen 10. That would be really perfect. Yeah, I'm putting him on Queen 10. He's tanking though. Maybe he has a weaker hand than that Queen 10, or maybe he has something like Ace 8. Okay, he called. What do you have? Jack 10, yes. I'm completely crushing him. He's playing for what? He's playing for a 7 and a 10. That's not a lot of cards. Phew, the 4. Ooh.
That's 3. 325.
I think it's 420.
420.
Yeah, 420.
Well, I'm clearly in a state of high intensity right now in a really important zone. Even though I just won a huge hand, my heart rate hasn't particularly increased. I feel like I'm in a sort of an almost stationary state of concentration. I didn't get a huge surge of emotion. I simply immersed myself back into my tournament with a new perspective, which is that of having a bigger stack and putting in maximum intensity.
Payout 634.
We're only 4 at the table now. The Brazilian player was moved and this American player just busted, and we're down to 19 players.
So now you play 8, about 8?
It's 7, 8, almost 950.
Okay, thank you.
642.
I I have 5-6 of clubs here. Alright, another battle of the blinds against Felipe. He limps. Easy check back at these depths.
Floor 65. Where's the action?
Against players who decide to bet one blind with just about anything, we just have to call with just about anything ourselves. Okay, turn queen. Oh, well, if he bets, obviously I'm just going to fold.
Alright, dealers, give me a high card.
And if he checks my hand doesn't have enough equity to bluff him on the turn, but it could bluff on the river.
Check.
Alright, come on. Now check.
That's why I wasn't worried about it. Check.
And okay. I have an obvious bluff now. $135,000 seems good to me to put a lot of pressure on a 3.
135.
Bet 175.
135. 135.
175.
135.
35.
Snap fold. Alright, perfect. A small bluff that gets through.
Okay, well, high card players.
We redraw everything?
I think they're doing a redraw.
Alright, it's the redraw now.
They want a high card.
For a redraw?
Yeah.
Well, that went well. I went from 600,000 to over $1 million now. 1.2 million. Come on, hang in there, Pierre, hang in there. Keep it up, you're in the zone. 500, 1 million, 1.1 million, almost 1.2 million. And still in this state of concentration. And Alex is here to defend his title. What he's doing is incredible too. Adri is here too.
How much?
1.2. You got 1.5? 2 million? Oh, yes, yes.
The last 2 team representatives, we have to make it to the end.
Go, go.
2 years ago, we were 4 in the semifinals, and none of us made the final table. This year will be different. Alright, new table. Baldwin, on my right, an American player. I'm not sure how he plays. I played with him a bit on day 2, but I don't have a lot of reads. Aram Zobian, I have good reads on him. Davidi told me a lot about him. The Brazilian player. And there's Mustafov, a Bulgarian player I've played with a lot, probably an enlightened recreational player. Very nice, very dangerous, who can blow up tables, but who can also blow himself up.
Hey.
Va?
Focus. Alright, Mustafov opens, he's chip leader with a ton. It folds to me, and I have King Queen of Diamonds here, one of the few hands I'm going to flat with, but I've regained some depth with 1.2 million.
500 more, yeah?
1.2 total.
Is this your bag behind you or not?
Yeah, that's right. Thank you.
40 big blinds effective. Oh, it's all in. For 40 blinds. Well, I'm going to have an easy fold no matter what. Alright, he reshoves.
Passe.
I just have an easy fold.
Passe.
What do they have? Ace queen against 2 jacks. Wow, he got excited with ace queen. The other guy reshoved 40 blinds. I think he should have folded that ace queen. Mustafov is in a bit of a gambling mood. Come on, yes, ace on the turn. That's perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah, 642.
This is perfect because I get a pay jump and it's going to allow me to play a bit more freely. We're 18 players left now, and 7 will make the final table, almost 1 out of 2. The blinds really ate me up. It's terrible. It's terrible. Mustafov opens. He's been very active so far. Baldwin is playing 900,000. That's 30 blinds. $18 players remaining. Is he flats? I have pocket 10s, and here I'm just going to squeeze and go with my hand. I have 0 calling range here. Here, Baldwin should fold extremely often. Normally, he should play theoretically without calling. It's true that I'm a bit lost here. Well, I'm having a bit of a hard time defining his range. Could he flat a pair of 8s? Could he flat kings, aces from time to time? What could he have? What could he have? Either way, if he goes all in, I think I'm committed. He's an American player. Maybe he probably hasn't studied ICM theory much, or maybe he doesn't care, quite simply, and he just wants to play chip EV for the bracelet. He calls. What's his range here? I'm really struggling with his range. Pair of 9s, king queen suited, ace jack suited, jack queen suited maybe, jack queen suited. Okay, well, I have a board that favors me enormously since I'm going to have ace jack offsuit, king jack suited, maybe even queen jack suited in my range, plus all the overpairs that he doesn't have. I just have a range c-bet for a small sizing. He's already gonna be in a very tough spot with a good portion of his range. If he has ace queen of spades, maybe even ace queen of diamonds, will be in trouble here. This is really one of the worst boards for him. The only strong hand he has are the 3 combinations of ace jack suited, potentially king jack suited, and ace queen of hearts. That's about it. What could he have? What did he just do to me? Calling the raise and calling the 3-bet 30 effective. That's just not a thing. What is he doing? He's raising me. I'm a little lost here. I'm a little perplexed. I have several logical reasons telling me to do different things. On one hand, he's not representing much. Ace jack suited, king jack suited, and that's it for value. Queens, kings, aces. He would have gone all in pre-flop, I think. Maybe aces. Under ICM, normally there's 0 slow play with aces, kings, queens here. If anything, if I want to bluff, I'd rather just shove with ace king and the ace of hearts rather than pocket 10s. The problem is that with pocket tens, if I run into something like king jack suited, I'm dead. Yeah, I think I'm going to fold, but I'm really not convinced.
Pass. You show for the camera? Pass.
I'm trying my little trick
For
here.
the camera?
I don't care if he sees that I have pocket tens, but I absolutely want to see what he has because he took a pre-flop line that doesn't exist, so I absolutely have to try to see his cards. But he doesn't show. Ugh, I couldn't just have queens. He could have bluffed me with hands like ace-queen backdoor flush draw from time to time, or king-queen backdoor flush draw.
King, queen.
Queen 10, I can go all in or I can call. Either one. Jack 4-3. This is not good. I'm just going to have to fold to a continuation bet. Okay, he checks back, which means he definitely has a little something. I'm not going to play very aggressively, but here, the 9 of clubs gives me a great draw. I'm going to bet on this specific card to try to make something like ace-8 offsuit fold. And I still have equity if he calls me. Most importantly, I don't think he'll ever check raise all in on this turn. I'm always going to see a river, which is very important. Come on, a king, an 8, a queen, please. Oh, the king of hearts. Definitely not checking. Yes, if he has a king and I check, he's going to shove, but if he has something like a 9 or a hand like ace-4, a hand like pocket 8s, I absolutely have to go all in myself to give him the opportunity to hero call. Let's go all in.
All in.
Come on, if this works, I'll go up to 1.5 million. Either way, I'll get back to over 30 blinds. He looks uncomfortable. What could he have? He could have something like ace-9, pocket 8s.
Spot 10. Or 40.
It would be great to get back to 1.5 million, almost about 50 big blinds. Come on. Yeah, this is looking good. This is looking good. He's separating the chip stack to call. It doesn't impact his stack at all. I'm almost certain the chips are going in. Come on, Mustaf. Come on, buddy. There's definitely a lot of tension right now. He really looks like he has nothing, though. Come on, push them! Yes.
Go.
Nuts. What does he have? Wow, the 4. Okay, he called me with 8-4. I think that's really not a good call, for the simple reason that my main bluff is 8-10 offsuit, which had a draw on the turn that missed, and he's blocking those combinations, so that means he's hero calling me with almost his entire range on the river. Wow. Alright, stay calm. It's good because there's a break coming up to cool down a bit. I need to count my stack. I've got to shake off these emotions even though I'm still in the zone.
Grosse rivière. Let's go.
Il va payer rien. Ouais.
Bravo, toi.
Super nice. A Canadian couple came to support me. That's really touching. All right, full comeback. 17 players left, 1.5 million. I now have a real shot at the final table, at the bracelet.
You play 2 million, something like it?
24.
Thank you.
Baldwin opens on the button. Well, I've got nothing. I'm just going to fold and move on to the next hand.
I see your stack, right? Thank you.
All right, Queen 7 of diamonds. I'm not going to overthink it. I'm just going to open.
1.4?
Yep.
We're playing about the same stack.
30 big blinds, right?
A great board for me. I'm just going to range c-bet for one big blind. He snap folds. Let's go, let's go. Don't give up, Pierre. Wow, pair of queens. 80,000.
Right.
It would actually be good news if Aram 3-bets me. He's a player who is extremely aggressive, who has trouble controlling his frequencies. He's going to put a lot of pressure, so of course when I have a premium hand, yeah, perfect.
Right.
He bluffed Davide 2 or 3 times in huge pots in the main. Mustafaf is a fearless player. There's a big dynamic going on between those two. They have already 4-bet each other 2 or 3 times in huge pots. What are you doing, Musta? Okay, 80,000, 230,000. Wow. He looks like he wants to 4-bet. He's really eyeing the stack of...
690.
Right. 690.
That's an absolutely massive 4-bet sizing. And that's actually very good news for me. It's almost never kings or aces. He would make it much smaller, and almost always jacks, maybe tens, ace king, very often. And I have no choice but to go all in here. I have a hand that's way too strong.
All in.
All in.
The worst news would be if Zobian reshoves, obviously, because his range would be completely different. He would only have kings, aces, and ace-king suited, I think. But against Mustafov, I think that when he makes it 700,000, I'm really in good shape. Either I'm in a flip with 55% with queens against ace-king and a ton of dead money, or I'm way ahead with 80-20 against jacks, tens. Sometimes he might even get frisky with ace-jack suited pre-flop, I think. Come on, all you have to do is fold, please. Oh no, he goes all in. Now all I can do is pray. He needs to have ace-king. No, ace-king also... Oh, no. Oh, this can't be happening. He turns over kings. What can I hit? Come on, spades or... spades or a queen deck, this can't be real. And Mustafa folded ace-king as expected. Come on, queen. Clubs, I'm not playing for clubs. Oh man. Mustafa would have hit the ace. Oh man, that's just brutal.
642.
Behind the fake smile, there's always a bit of sadness. It's still obviously a great performance, but it's tough to fall so close, yet so far.
Thank you. Good luck, Adrian. Take it down, okay?
Hold up. I'll bring it, player.
17th place for 45,000 euros.
Thank you.
I've walked these long corridors countless times. So close, yet so far from the $1 million promised to the winner. People often mention a phrase I once said after my elimination from the PCA. Under these same cameras that are following me today, make the same mistake, and it becomes a choice. Today, I'm proud of the choices I made. So to you, my daughter, my wife, and all those who have supported me for so many years, I can only promise you one thing: to continue giving it my all so that maybe one day I will claim that title I've been longing for so much.
We know you'll make it one day, Pierre. Your mental game has never been stronger, and as you demonstrated over the last 3 days in this $10,000 Six-Max, you're now playing at your best. While you bowed out of the tournament in 17th place with $47,500 in your pocket, we're not budging. Adrian Mateos is still in the running, determined to reach another World Series final table and go for a 5th World Champion bracelet. We'll be back with him very soon in the next episode of Inside the Mind of a Pro.